Let's go to our man Jim in Minneapolis. Jim, what's going on, brother?
Tom, how you doing, brother? Calling from the Minneapolis Miracle over the weekend.
You took it by storm, brother.
I've taken it by storm. Actually, it was storming. We had snow on the during the game, and it was just unbelievable.
I'm telling you, man, I'm so happy for you guys. So picture, man, I'm with, and Jim and I were actually, he texted me, folks, and so it was so cool because I was sitting there, right? And I think I was writing. I was doing something, and I was watching football at the same time, and like, you saw the play first, and then your quarterback, like, he didn't even believe it. It was unbelievable, wasn't it? It was like, yeah. Oh no, this really happened.
Minneapolis, we've been so used to them. Minnesota, the Vikings, it's been a perennial, missed field goals,
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. So, it was just you could hear the whole state of Minnesota just going wild. You could just feel the energy. It was just unbelievable. So.
That is so cool. And now, of course, you're hosting the Super Bowl. So, and I heard, the stat that there's no one that ever hosted the Super Bowl and actually was in it simultaneously. So that'd be pretty cool, man.
Yeah. We go to Philly next weekend and, take care of business there, and we're back home, and it'll be insane here for 10 days if we get to that point. So.
Yeah. And then
which I think we have a great shot of doing. So it should be a lot of fun.
Listen, man, it's going to be a lot of fun. And, so Tommy and I were talking last night, right? And we were talking about you and, Minnesota, the Vikings. And it was like, oh, no, this is going to be terrible, man, because, like, we're going to want the Patriots to win. So I want you guys to win until – I know. What can you do, man?
Oh, man, the Patriots, yeah. That'll be interesting.
I know.
But yeah, I was going to ask you Tom, on Bloomberg, in regards to the cryptocurrency stuff. Do you look at the volumes at all relative to the price action?
You know what? Here, stay right there. We'll talk about that.
Yep.
Stay right there. Jim and I are coming right back, folks. We want to hear from you, and welcome back, folks. We're talking with our man Jim from Minneapolis. We're talking about Bitcoin, and the question is that the volumes. So, Jim, what we've had is this. Prior to either the CBOE or the CME trading, right, I had no volumes, right? And now I do, though, which is kind of intriguing. So on the 22nd, the CBOE did 12,554 contracts, right? Thus far today, we've only done 7,566. So thus far, it looks like we're going to have a test with light volume. Now, let me see if I can bring up. Now, that's going to be the CBOE. Let me see if the CME. One second. Okay, so XB.
The other thing I was looking at, just the dollar volume traded on all the exchanges together, not the options, but just like Ethereum. If you look at that, when I look at, there's a website I look at, it shows you dollar volume like
that's cool.
million, 600 million, 700 million.
No, I haven't, but that's pretty cool. No, I'm with you, right? Which would, that would. See, I don't have the CBOE here. I mean, CBOE. No, I had CME yet. Interesting. Okay, so this is still just a cross rate. Let me just see what this looks like. No, I don't have that. So, cancel that. 1 second. Yeah, I don't have. Oh, interesting. Let's see what this does. 1 second. Hold. This is going to give me the dollar rate. No, nothing's there. Yeah. So, listen, it's always a good thing to have that. I mean, that's where my head would be at. Do you know what I mean? It's
yeah. I actually over the weekend pulled off some Ethereum just based on that, watching it and the way it's been trading and reading about the insiders where like Litecoin, the guy who started it, sold all of his coins, and I've been reading about guys, the insiders of Bitcoin, original guys have been coming out of it heavy. So
it would make sense, right? I mean, that's it. You're done for life, man. You get your 100-foot yacht, man, and you call your friends up and let's go, man.
Yeah. Get a boat and go down and visit Tom,
Oh my God, visit me.
Unbelievable.
Kidding me? Let's go visit Italy and Ireland and everywhere, man. Holy cow.
Speaking of, I was looking at Zillow, Yeah, ZG is the voting shares. Yep. There's Z also, but
okay.
ZG is the one I was looking at.
Okay, so here I'm going to tell you guys a great story. Yep. Zillow. Yeah, let's look at this technically first. Yeah, so you're in a consolidation here. Yeah, and see the top of the consolidation, $51. It has volume. Okay, so technically that's where it wants to go. So check this out fundamentally, though, folks. Okay, we're building a lot of houses, brand new houses. They're beautiful houses. Right now, I got two. How many? I got two, three. I get 3 for sale. So check this out. So we've been doing open houses every Sunday, and what we've been doing, I've been splitting up the advertising between the Tampa Bay Times, because they have a good real estate section, the Facebook, and I didn't have to pay anything on Zillow. Okay, who's the last one? Tampa Bay Times Facebook was $150, $450 on each one. Okay, I'll grab it. Bottom line is this: is that what has happened is that Zillow, folks, is going to end up taking over the whole retail real estate business. It's this dramatic too. So check this out. When people were coming in, we were asking each one of them, where they were getting us from. Now, it's unusual in the Tampa Bay Times that the paper is actually working really well, because they put pictures up inside the paper, okay? And so they say have an open house. Facebook didn't work at all, and that could make sense because it's not the crowd, right? And then when I went to the builder convention this week, Jim.
Yep.
What Zillow did, Zillow was soliciting me, and what they're doing, folks, is that they're building out special pages for builders outside of the aspect of realtors. So what they're trying to do is this, is that they, we're on a multiple listing right now, but what they're doing is that they're saying that, hey, guess what? If you want to pay us a certain amount every month, right, we'll not only build out a page for you, we're going to stick you on a continual basis in front of everyone. And then I was looking, I says, oh my God, the writing's on the wall. And what it is that right now you don't have to pay if you're on the MLS, which we are. Zillow picks you up, right? Now they've started a program for builders, because some houses aren't up yet. You hit a button. This is where the house is going to be. This is where the plans are. This is where everything is. These guys are going to wipe out, I would say, retail real estate brokers. Yeah. They're gonna bring the amount down dramatically, because the way that we actually get on the MLS, I'm not a broker, but the way you get on the MLS is that we can pay a company $150, and then we pay brokers 3%. We'll pay them half. And right now in the brokerage industry, the normal brokers even paying them 2.5. So we save 3%, we pay 3%, but you can see what Zillow can do. Zillow can crack that whole thing wide open. It looks like they're going to, man. So
yeah, I've been reading about them applying the blockchain to the whole industry, and $180 billion worth of fees that go on during the home buying process, and they're using blockchain to eliminate. I mean, there's going to be a lot of pushback, right, from all these realtors and then lobbying and that kind of. But it's going to happen eventually, like you said.
It is, and I'm sure that they're probably at the point right now. They're probably figuring out, does the amount of advertising revenue we get from the realtors make sense now to do it, or can we string them along a little bit longer and then we're going to do it? It looks to me like it's going to happen. Maybe year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever that is. But it's like a Trojan horse, right? They came in, the realty business in general gave them traction, gave them all the advertising traction, and then all of a sudden they look and they said, hey, if we get 3% versus 6%, how much more is that going to be per house? And guess what? It looks to me like it's still very inexpensive. They're going to get $550 a month from us, and they'll let you sign a 3-month contract. But that's nothing when you get $2 million worth of houses for sale right now. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Exactly. Yeah, so. It's going to be interesting. And I know there's one of the large real estate brokers that paid Zillow just here recently at the beginning of the year a large fee to make sure all their brokers were first and on the page when
it's worth it.
When their house comes up, and and they've gathered all the data from every county in the country.
Oh, totally.
So they have the data set and all that data that's otherwise very cumbersome to process. So anyway, Tom, great. Thanks for the look, and look forward to talking to you next week with the heading to Minneapolis for the big miracle to happen.
Taking it by storm.
All right, see ya.
Love you, man. Take care. Stay right there, folks. We're coming right back. Dow Industrials right now up under 94. Nasdaq's up 52. S&P's are up 10. We're coming right back.